I figured I'd talk to you guys a little bit about sustaining success. I think for me, it was amazing to be able to win our first championship in 2005. But there's a lot that goes into staying on top. And in my opinion, hearing from these guys, it's so much harder to just stay on top. So one of the things that's most important, I think, in staying on top is really believing in yourself and believing in your mission. And I can remember when I first started at Northwestern, that was one of my main things, is to get the girls to believe in themselves and be coordinated about it. And when our athletic director, Mark Murphy, came on board, he met with every coach, and I was only 26 at the time, and Mark said, what are your goals? What do you think that you can achieve here at Northwestern? And I said, very confidently, we're going to win a national championship. And I think he kind of chuckled at me at the time, but I think for me to really believe that, I think I got a group of young girls who had no idea, at the time what was going on, to believe in themselves. So I think, leadership really starts from the top, and it's all about creating a culture for a whole group of girls, 30 some odd girls, to be coordinated under the same goal. And we talk a lot about culture at Northwestern Lacrosse. We created a creed that we feel is so important and creates this culture that our student athletes have to live by every single day. The first part of this creed is, we want our student athletes to lead and lead by example and really represent what we're all about. That goes into, what Northwestern University represents, but also what we want to represent as a program, and really lead by example and know that we're role models. The second thing is positivity. I think when you bring a group of 30 girls together, there can be tears, there can be emotions, there can be a lot that goes into it, and they're all very highly motivated, and they want, they have lofty goals, but there's a lot that goes into it, and not every player can play at the same time. So positivity, when you're going up against another team, or you're going up against an obstacle, or you have a running fitness test, whatever it is, positivity becomes the most important thing, and staying positive at all times. The next thing is unselfishness, okay? With a team, for us, unselfishness is the most important thing. We try to transfer any accolades that we get onto a teammate, onto a coach, onto an opponent. We really feel that, transferring that attention is something that helps us stay on top, something that really helps us bind together and build relationships. Respect. We embrace. I try to, as a recruiter, bring in all kinds of different people into my program, whether it's people that have never played the sport before, like we did in the beginning of our program, or people from different areas of the country where lacrosse is new, but maybe their athleticism, their potential, their heart is there, and we know that we can develop them. And we really feel that because we come together and we respect each other's differences, we become a lot stronger. Resilience. I think this one word is so important in staying on top. And, you're gonna come up against obstacles. I think for us as a program now, we recruit and kids come in expecting success. They have Northwestern on their jersey, that equals a national championship. And it's not the truth. It's not the truth at all. We have to work very hard in creating the culture every single day to be successful. And I think what we pride ourselves on at Northwestern is how we get up after we fall. Because there are ups and downs, there are obstacles, whether it's an injury, a loss, whatever happens off the field, on the field, and it's how we respond to that. That's one thing that really binds us together as a group. Being accountable is so important too. We obviously set goals, and we try to be accountable to ourselves, not just in the long term, but on a daily basis. We do all kinds of tricks and exercises to really assess our accountability. We'll take an action that we played in practice. The girls tend to be harder on themselves than anyone else, so they'll assess themselves, and then we figure out a way, how are we going to turn this into a positive? How are we going to change it and make us better? Let's come up with some type of an action plan. Being relentless. This is one of my specialties. I feel like as an athlete, as a coach, that's one of the things that I really encourage our players to be fearless, to really take the risk and not worry about your failures, to really just put it all out there. And that's something that has really, really helped us stay on top. And then staying within. Okay, these guys talked a lot about the Olympics and the distractions and it being a media event. It's like that in any sport, and when you become the pinnacle, the highlight of that sport, everyone's looking to you. That equals distractions, whether it's media, it could be a parental situation, it could be really anything that distracts you, and really staying on point and being mindful, like Natalie had said, is the key to everything. Really staying disciplined and getting every single player disciplined and coordinated on what the mission is. Together, okay? It's so important to understand in a team, every single individual has a role, and each of those roles are important. And what we'll try to do in coming together, it's a process. And we vocalize, what each other's strengths are. Really get the individual athletes to vocalize their own strengths. I think it's hard for individuals to have the confidence to say, what they're good at and communicate that in a team setting. So we really try to get that out there so the girls understand that being together is the only way that they can go. We really have one team and one goal, and every single individual matters. Whether it's, showing up at the right time. We go by Lombardi time, 15 minutes early, and that's going to be important. Every little thing counts. And we want to have unconditional love for each other as well. We feel that being part of a team is one of the most special things that we can do. And if we have unconditional love for each other, we're going to be able to achieve anything that we want to achieve. So those are some of the things that I think have helped us really stay on top. It's a pleasure to be here, and I thank you guys so much for inviting me.